Alright, so this is going to be just a quick run through of some of the quest storing that I've saved up. A lot of people think that quest storing is not worth it at all, which I think based on this testing I disagree with. Remember, we live in a meta of summoning alts, and additionally there's actually ways to stack quests, even though things when you arrive at a hub it maybe only looks like there's like 3 or 4 quests, but remember that lots of things in classic kind of interweave, so you might start something in like winter spring that ends up in eastern plaguelands, and suddenly you're able to stack way more quests there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a timer where I can show I'll pause the timer when I'm kind of talking about stuff, but I will kick off this timer whenever I'm running around, just as like a general estimate, and I won't even be summoning myself, just to show why I think this is valuable. Where I've decided to start, and this will be different probably for different people, because you may have different quests. Like you might have done like 55 to 60 doing stuff in Eastern Plaguelands, whereas I did a lot of my later stuff in like Burning Steppes. So, you know, this hub, for example, of all those quests there is not great for me, but for you it might be. So I've started in AV. AV is huge. If you didn't do like a lot of the initial AV quests, awesome. I have 3. So not only do I have 3, but you'll see the real trick outside that will make you go wow. So I'll just go ahead and start the stopwatch. Obviously you would also have like a turn-in mod on live. So this is something that happens on a lot of quests. This is the AV get the trinket. I'm going to turn it in, and then I'm going to rise and be recognized, and I'm going to turn that in, and then I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to turn that in.
See you soon.
All the way until the frickin' last step.
Good. What's on your mind?
And now you see like, oh, okay, that's 5th of a level. So don't know why anyone would ever turn that in before TBC. Maybe they think they want frost resist gear, but as you all know, there's an engineering trinket, and you should be an engineer. And yeah, if you ever turn in your AV quest, I don't know, you're just not a gamer. So. Okay, so we're in Western Plaguelands. There's some I pause the timer so I can talk about each of these individually, because there's some really interesting chains that will happen here, where for some reason this guy loves to have like ending quests where you complete another quest, because so for example,
light be with you.
This lady here has all of the cauldron quests, and so what I did is I did all the way up to the last one, and then which I can turn in, and then as a result of completing all the cauldron quests, this guy will just give you another quest that says congratulations, and he just finishes on the spot. Very similarly, this guy, he tells you the last step of his quest is for the Scholomance key actually is to do a Raja's Scarab. But then as soon as you turn this quest in, he will give you another quest that just says, here's the Scholomance key. They're both full quests. This guy deserves an honorable mention. This will be for some pre-patch gamers. He is not on live. He's part of the Draenei leveling. Obviously, he's Draenei. And he has a quest that sends you over to Uther's tomb, but then he will give you a quest that sends you back. I haven't done it on here. I'm actually full on quests anyways, but this would be a good one to do ahead of time and store. Also, you do want to do the cauldrons ahead of time, because they are actually gone in pre-patch, but you will still be able to turn it in if it's still in your log.
Be careful.
That happens on a few things. One other thing to talk about is quests that you don't have to have in your log in order to turn in. So for example, this is to bring 25 Argent Valor tokens, which obviously I can have ahead of time. So I can store 20 quests and yet still have this quest done and ready to grab. This is just Alexei Barov. It's the Peasant Collar trinket. This is an important step. So this is the Nathanos quest line, and it's important actually that you don't go beyond this step, because one, you're going to turn this step in here, which bundles it, But then the follow-up is going to be to go let Bolvar know.
Have a good one.
Which will send you to Stormwind. And since you will probably end up back at Stormwind at some point in time anyways, it's a great opportunity to just get an immediate quest that's just go talk to a guy. And you'll see I actually have a couple of those, and I'll show you them at the very end. So it's, again, 2 free quests, although you may turn the Bolvar step in later because you might head to Stormwind, like, during a rebuff, during your leveling round, or when people go AFK, stuff like that. So it won't be shown in like kind of my grand total here, but you'll have it later.
What can I do for
this is just a quest that sends you to EPL, then back here, then up here, and then finally just hold the last step. No big deal. Totally normal. But the main thing to remember is in strategies that we don't have to turn in quote-unquote the last step for everything. You want to figure out what the right chain is if you're doing things in a different zone than I am. So I'm going to go ahead and start the timer, and I will turn all these in and show you what I mean. So,
need help? Go with honor, friend.
You need something?
And you see now I just go talk to Bolvar for that.
Well met.
Turn this in.
Light bless you.
Watch, I'm gonna just do this in this order just so you can see it. So there was an Anderhall quest here, which I'll turn in. But now when I turn in this girl's quest,
light bless you.
It's not a big one, but it just gives you mission accomplished, which bam. Done.
What can I do for you?
Raja Scarab. Yep, he's gonna walk over there. While he does that, I'm gonna turn in this.
Hey. Off and away.
Come on. I should do that first, but.
See you around.
And then I would turn in a quest here. I'm gonna pause for a second. I think that's everything here. So I'm going to talk about a few options you have at this point. There is a wounded druid in this hut. He gives you a quest to kill wolves. You kill the wolves. Then he gives you a quest to kill the bears. You kill the bears. You do not turn it in. That will be a quest that if you want to run from Western Plaguelands to Eastern Plaguelands because you're not going to get summoned, you can turn it in on the way. This additionally gives you a follow-up that just gives you an item to turn in Darnassus. Again, maybe you'll be in Darnassus at some point. And in fact, there's a few quests that you can stack to turn in Darnassus. There's a chain that starts up here that you just go to the very end of the chain, and the very end of the chain is turn into Malfurion, or not Malfurion, but Storm, or whatever the dude's name is, the druid guy. And it's in the same place as this other druid quest. The reason I have not stored those is my log is actually full, but maybe that's a good opportunity for you. Similarly, when you are running, there is the Hamaeb's Plea. Again, my log is full. I don't have to do this run. I'm planning on getting summoned, but you might turn that in along the way. When I go to EPL, I will also point out there's a couple of quests I have here in Light's Hope, but you could instead opt for a step in Darrowshire that's more XP, but it's only worth it if you're doing the run. So I'm going to go ahead and keep the timer paused while I fly because for my purposes, I'm assuming that I've gotten summoned. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm just going to check and make sure. Yep, this is all good. Cool. Okay, so we're at Light's Hope. Let's talk a little bit about how yours probably looks different than mine. If you're a rerolling gamer and you're now a warlock or a shaman or whatever, you will have a lot more Stratholme quests than I will, and possibly Scholomance quests. So, for example, there's the healthy dragon scales that can turn in here. Those are good quests. You want to keep those. Make sure that you're keeping the ones that actually turn into Light's Hope. Obviously, there's like Egan's Blaster, that quest, that's out here. You don't want that, it's bad. One thing that I should remark that I didn't really call out, you saw me turn in for the Chromatic Mantle of the Dawn.
Hello!
That's a one-time quest from this person, the first time that you get exalted. Spoilers, unless you're tax fraud, you probably didn't get exalted with the Argent Dawn early, and therefore you never turned this quest in later because you never randomly had 25 Argent Dawn tokens on you. These two quests here, they look like normal quests. They are unfortunately a bug. This yellow exclamation, they're actually repeatable. So these do not give you experience. Excuse me. But while I'm talking about prep for TBC, Um, this since it's repeatable, you can actually get an 18 slot bag from this person
See you soon.
for 12. It's just 12 of the insignias, 6 of this one and 6 of this one. You can turn in the Savage Franz for those, and it's like a 7 right now on Harad prices. It's like a 70 gold 18 slot bag, and you can get all of them. So yeah, that's just bis. To get the insignias ahead of time, like unless you want to get all those bags on launch, you'll have to turn in something. Probably I would recommend the Savage Fran because she lets you pick. So I'll show you that. So if I show you this, she'll let you choose. But yeah, Savage Frans are, it's like 16 silver a piece, 30 per turn in, etc. They're pretty cheap bags. But this quest does give experience, so if you're min-maxing, you probably want to just get all those bags on launch, or you can do through like the Craftsman's Writs or something, but those are much more expensive. Okay, so the other thing to remark is there are 5 quests here, and I just showed you one of them, where you... the first time you turn them in, they're a quest, and then after that they're repeatable. It's the stuff for the insignias.
What can I do for you?
And the only reason you would have done these already is because you're Note and you want to have 360 frost resist on the game with like a 310 cap. So chances are you did not get insignias. Chances are you have 5 quests. Those are the things like the Core of Elements, the Dark Iron Scraps, the Crypt Fiend parts, etc. All you have to do is buy 30 off the auction house of each, come out, turn them in. So this is, again, another example of where you have like 5 quests that don't even need to be in your log. This guy is the PvP towers. That's easy to finish ahead of time.
Greetings.
This guy's really interesting. I mentioned before, he's like a big intersection of a bunch of quest lines. So you see I have like several steps. He will have Defenders of Darrowshire plain. If you do the doll quest for this girl down here, she will send you up to talk to him. That's this Uncle Carlin quest. And it doesn't actually, it's just a bread trail. It doesn't turn into anything, so you don't have to turn it in to progress his plot. These two, the heroes and villains of Darrowshire, are a prereq from Chromie, who will give you the Annals of Darrowshire, and then she'll send you out here. She'll send you, and it's a quest called like Brother Kalen, or Carlin. You will turn that in to then unlock 2 quests. This is exactly the step where I said if you're running, you can choose to do something slightly different here. You can follow heroes. You can follow the Darrowshire quest line all the way to the end.
For the Alliance.
That will give you a quest again where you want to turn it in 2 steps. It will be the step where you turn into the girl here. And then immediately after, she will give you a quest to just open a chest next to her. So it's 2 quests. And they're actually more XP than these steps that I have here.
You need something?
But again, I'm not planning on running, so I'm doing these 2 instead.
What can I do for you?
So this guy's awesome. So, whoops, I won't turn those in yet though.
See you later.
If you didn't turn in
Welcome.
if you're not including Western Plague Lands in your route, this person will also have the Chromatic Mantle quest, so you can turn it in Western, you can turn it in Eastern, either one's fine.
Safe travel.
This guy here, again, thinking about where do quests intersect.
What is it?
He has part of the Ras Frost Whisper quest line. That's what this is that I have, because I never did the Ras quest line. But he will also have, again, some of the other Stratholme quests, the Holy Water, etc. So you just have to see what state you're on, and then look on Wowhead and see what the best step for you is to turn on. And then this guy, he has like a set of quests.
My attention.
The step before this, where he makes you bomb these towers, is to get a bunch of items to him that you buy off the auction house. You don't have to do the quest. Oh, I'm gonna get a ZG heart. You don't have to do the quest. It's just that if you turn it in and then get the follow-up and do the follow-up, that saves you a bunch of bag space, which is kind of nice. So as soon as this heart goes out, I will go ahead and turn all this in, and we'll see where we're at, and we'll kind of hit the last steps. So I'll probably try to edit that out. So I'm gonna start the timer, and we will we'll just turn all these quests in. So remember, our assumption here was we got summoned to EPL at this point. Don't have to turn anything to her.
For the Alliance.
Hi.
Turn
See
the
you
towers.
soon.
Peace be with you.
Turn in the Savage Flora.
Elune be with you.
We're gonna get that one.
Goddess watch over you.
Can I help you? Have a good one. Greetings. See you later. Something? Be careful. What can I do for you? See you around.
Speak quickly. Watch your back.
Oh, what is this?
What
actually?
now?
Sure.
Remember, patience.
This is
Can I
Core
help
of
you?
Elements.
Safe travels. Hello.
I have.
See you around.
I haven't tried
Good day
getting
to
an
you.
Ice and a Shadow Guard, but I did
Safe
check on
travels.
TBC and it says that they are not. They don't give XP.
Have a good one.
Let's see. I think that's all 5 of those.
What's on your mind?
Yep. Choose a reward. Great.
Watch your back.
Okay, so I think that's time. I'm gonna pause for a second, sanity check myself. Nope. I did not turn in the Dreadnought bindings. So I'll give it a couple seconds.
Can I help you?
If I need a
See you
Dreadnought.
later. Greetings.
Okay.
For the
This is
Alliance.
where I mentioned, like, for me, I'm actually probably
Yeah.
gonna just take an extra second
Be
here, because I want the min-max
See
of
you
quests,
around.
so I'm gonna get
Be
my
careful. Greetings.
tokens right now
See you around.
from these folks. I think I can turn
What
in
can I do for you?
a couple more Savage Floras. These don't give
I am
XP anymore,
honored.
but I'm just getting the tokens. Yep.
Asha Fela.
Great.
Elune light your path.
And then at this point, I could then go and get my 18 slot back.
Great to meet you.
Oop, I should not have been running that timer that whole time.
Keep your feet on the ground. What can I do for
But
you?
just to prove it, this is
See ya
not.
soon.
There's no XP involved in this.
Keep
Okay.
your feet on the ground.
So, you know, like 5 minutes of turn-ins, and we are something like we're over half the level, almost near 3/4 level. So, what will we do from here? There's still a couple things. So, oh, whoops. I actually have this quest. There's also this guy over at the graveyard, so don't forget him. On live, I will have Questia on, so I'll see it.
How are you? See you later.
Okay, so before I mentioned that at this point I would probably, so my intention is to go from Alterac to run to Western Plaguelands, get summoned to Eastern, because I think some people will be quest storing here anyways. So I think there will be clickers, and then I will have my Hearth in Netherguard Keep, just as a backup. Obviously, there will be people with the Dark Portal. You can probably work with your group to have alts, you know, summon your own group. But that's probably where I will have my Hearth. Now, once you're out there, I think the best play is once you're done in Hellfire Ramparts and Blood Furnace, at some point you will run out to Zangarmarsh, and then you will Hearth back. You'll run out to Zangarmarsh, set your Hearthstone, and then run back. Or I'm sorry, and then port back to Stormwind, because it'll be a good opportunity to get rebuffs before you're level 63. So let's go ahead and look at what that step would look like.